What is going on, everyone? I am Jack, otherwise known as Piff, joined today by Tom Sawyer. Tom, do you want to say hi?
Yo, how's it going? Um, got some exciting Overwatch action today. I'm very excited to see what's going on. I've had
Uh
this
huh.
top 500 player in the lobby.
100%. Today we're going to be presenting you the Confetti Arrows versus the Weston Waveriders in this Overwatch playoff. I believe this is the last of 16 for Division 2. I'm looking forward to seeing what we have. Confetti Arrows have had a pretty dominant start throughout the entire split. Wondering whether or not the Western Wave Riders are going to be able to kind of slow them down, put them in their place a little bit, but hopefully it'll be a nice close game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite interested to see the Overwatch meta currently. I've been out the loop for a while, so I'll be interested to see what maps
100%.
to pick, what heroes are planning and playing. Uh, I like me a
100%.
little bit of monkey, so if I see some monkey
I
action today,
love a little bit of monkey. If I see some Winston get picked, I will go ape.
you'll be going ape then. All right. I'm counting on that.
I'm unsure of the side selection. I don't know whether or not this was a confetti arrow choice for map 1 or whether or not this went in the way of the Wave Riders. But I know for a fact that the confetti arrows tend to favor payload maps and more the push maps like this. So this may have been a arrows pick. But I mean, I imagine to see things like King's Row. I know King's Row is normally a confetti arrow stronghold.
I think well, there is no King's Row in the map pool currently, but
Oh, really?
I believe
Okay,
Confetti is the home team, so this would have been their map pick.
100%. As we do see Finhay absolutely eating all of that damage with the Baptiste, making sure that he does not drop below half. Things get a little bit scary for Finhay. They're moving towards. We see Gark on the Baptiste. Finhay.
Oh, he's getting right in there.
We see Daisuke. Instant. Great shot landing on that head of the Reaper and picking up Ben. As we see Finhay pressuring the... I can't remember what that character is called, Tom. Kiriko. As we see the Kiriko getting pressed into the spawn. This is a trademark of the Confetti Arrows, as we see this oppressive style of gameplay, keeping the Wave Riders in spawn, not even allowing them to get near the payload, and then allowing just that one person to just sit and make sure that that little robot makes it at least to the first section. We see Yoshi picking up 1, picking up 2, picking up 3.
As you can see, quite a strong start for the Confetti team. They've got 37 meter advantage so far. I think it's only looking good for them right now. Clearly,
100%.
they're making quite a good performance and living up to their previously aforementioned name of being a strong team.
100%. We do see the Baptiste ult dropping. Hanzo ultimate through the Baptiste ult. No one wants to be stood in the way of that dragon as Daisuke picks up 3. Now focus on the Lucio, wants the 4th. Gets it. Daisuke now just sat searching for wherever this last guy may be, as you do want the ace. Does he get it? Finhay taking the 5th. Unfortunately, not getting the team kill, or Daisuke picking up the ace there. We do see the suppressive style continue.
Now you can see
Finhay coming really in.
Quite the strength of this team. He's getting right in there with the Reinhardt, putting lots of pressure out.
100%. You know, you have Finhay breaking up the bad line. Daisuke just picking them off one by one with his Hanzo. As previously said, I knew that Daisuke favored these hit scans.
Look at him go.
Yoshi opting to pick May was an interesting one. Daisuke with an incredible headshot onto Big Grandpa.
You can see Finhay just holding them in their spawn. Like, they can't really do anything. 100%. How are they going to get out?
Finhay's absolutely holding them hostage as they have to dodge not only Finhay's gigantic hammer, but Daisuke's accurate arrows. Lucio being picked. Well.
It's really not looking good for Weston right now.
As Daisuke picks one up again, and that will be the end of round 1, as we do see Finhay almost attempting to Reinhardt charge into his own Hanzo there to try and slow down his own team, maybe prolong the game a little bit.
Nice, fast little match. Let's 100%. See what the play of the game is.
I'm imagining this has to be the naughty 4-piece. Of course. 1, 2, 3. Finds the Lucio. Decides, I want this Lucio. Gets the Lucio. Scans for the 5th. Eager to try and get the Penta. Unfortunately, doesn't.
Clearly, he's very comfortable on the Hanzo pick.
Seems to be 100%.
Yeah. it seems to be the DPS, hit scan DPS, and the main tank are very strong. Two very strong individuals in Steam. I'm expecting them to do good things in the upcoming games.
Oh, 100%. I mean, also let me know. I did see Yoshi in there, applying CC with that Mei. I saw the Baptiste. Was it Gark, I believe? Saw Gark on the Baptiste, making sure that no point Finhay was ever in too scary of a spot, just allowing him to soak that damage, heal it up, make sure that everything was going on well. Now, if you're the Waveriders, how do you move forward from that? I imagine the Confetti Arrows are probably sat there saying, all right, boys, do that again. We do that again another 2 times, we win the series. But if you're the Waveriders, how do you approach moving forwards after that?
Well, Waveriders do have the map pick next. I imagine they're going to go with something they're quite comfortable on. So theoretically, they do have the advantage going into the map. They're going to be playing on a map that they're personally comfortable with. They won't have the side choice. However, I'm not sure it's going to make a difference. We'll see how it plays out. I expect them to go Blizzard World.
Oh, really?
And
Is that
make a really good
hold
hold
for the
on.
Waveriders?
Yeah. I think I've seen a lot of play there.
It's interesting.
As I get my words taken straight out of my mouth, as production have just informed us, it is in fact Midtown. So we'll see how that turns out.
We'll see how that plays out. I'm hoping the Waveriders haven't been taken aback by what just happened on that map. Some may label it as a bit of a violation, what just happened. But I'm hoping that the Waveriders can kind of go, okay, that we've ironed out our creases. We kind of know the play style that they're going for, this dominating, oppressive style. And we kind of just need to bite back more as a team rather than just trying to go for these 1v1s.
Yeah, I think that's a core issue with push. You just got to take it on the chin when you lose a map like that. It's the nature of push is when they have momentum, they're not going to stop. So you just got to find that chink in the wall, chink in the armor. And I think Weston certainly have the capability of doing it. So I'm expecting them to, make a really good defense in this map.
100%. Now, moving forwards with Midtown, I'm unsure whether or not we're going to see an almost copy and paste team, but I do believe the Midtown is almost ready for us.
Midtown's a map I don't have a lot of experience on. I've not seen a lot of it played, to be honest, since Overwatch 2's release. I do know there's a couple cheeky spots that maybe teams aren't too familiar with yet. We'll see what they.
100%. I'm pretty sure one of them. I believe you can clip into the train on the top of the train. I'm unsure whether or not that is game certified and whether or not that's going to be allowed or penalized in this tournament. But I imagine if it is okay, then teams will probably be using it. We do see a very different team comp to what we had last time. We still have Daisuke playing that kind of pop your head hit scan, taking the Widow this time, and Gark favoring that Baptiste. But in terms of that, we do have a completely different layout for the rest of the team.
We're seeing almost very brawly. It reminds me a lot of Overwatch 1. Obviously, I think for it to be a little bit of a perfect brawl, you want to switch out the Widowmaker for Reaper, but the Widow is 100% popping off hard.
We see the Widowmaker claiming heads. Daisuke moving forwards. Finhay pressuring the Mei, forcing her to use that Ice Cube, as I'm imagining now the Mei left alone with no one to be able to help you.
Again, he's just such a strong player. He's taking heads with the hit scans in past 2 games.
100%. Daisuke.
There we are. Look at that.
On a leash. You see him holding this corner angle, just trying to tap heads at whatever will be given to him. Repositioning, going for the shot, misses. Decides he wants to go for more elevated positions, create some distance between the team. Perfectly fine. Correct thing to be doing on the Widow. See Finhay down there on the front lines, just tanking all that damage. We see Daisuke popping the ultimate. Once heads, one. Will they repeat? Unsure where they're going to fall to. Does find the Lucio tag. Finhay picking up the kill to secure. Oh, we find an insane flank. I was unaware that this corridor even existed. As we do see Daisuke picking up one. Finhay backing him up. Getting the second onto Wittem GTR. You see this Orisa just in an absolutely unfortunate situation, being locked into the entire 5-man of the Confetti Arrows.
Mm. I mean, with Confetti starting on the fence, it's expected for them to have a really good hold here. Especially with the strengths of their team being the main tank and someone like a hit scan DPS. Especially when he knows these nasty little angles in Widow with these head glitches.
Oh,
It's just
100. I mean, it just shows that there's proof in the practice, you know. Very clearly, you can tell that Daisuke is very clearly, you know, farmed this map, learnt these angles.
yeah, most definitely.
And he's just finding the stuff that the other team just weren't unaware of.
We're just going to see the Diva maintain this position. It's going to be hard for Weston to break through, I think.
100%. I mean, you've now got a stage where the Confetti Arrows were already being able to hold this point, but they now pretty much all have ultimates minus Daisuke, but obviously the Widowmaker ultimate being used more for picks. Finhay getting 3, unfortunately not catching that, but I'm looking forward to potentially seeing that as the play of the game, maybe, if nothing else insane happens. I'm imagining, based on the kind of section of the map that Finhay's found himself in, that he probably trapped them in that back corridor, ripped the Diva ult, and they just had no reply for it.
Now they've got 1 more minute on the map. I think it's time for 2 more fights, but Western are really going to have to step something up to get hold of this point. They need to find that entry.
They need to stop going in one at a time. They need to go in as a team, and they need to look organized. I feel like that's definitely the largest visible difference in terms of these two teams so far, is that Confetti Arrows just seems to be working as a unit, whereas Waveriders seems to be working as 5 individuals. We do see Daisuke looking for that angle up in the top window again, popping the ultimates to try and pop these squishier players. Unfortunately, not being able to find anything currently. Finhay on the front lines, tanking the damage. Will he find the Orisa? He does. As Daisuke finds the final pick onto that Orisa. Yoshi coming in.
I mean, he's just
You know,
unstoppable,
he may
isn't
not
he?
be...
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he may not be the #1 highest damage or whatever it may be on this team, but I do have to give credit to Yoshi's performance during these 2 games. He's not dying. He's clearing space. He's making sure that everyone knows where they're at. With Atera making a final ditch effort just to get that ult. Does find Finhay, but unfortunately nowhere near enough.
See, that last fight there,
the first round.
That last fight there, although was late, they start to pick things up. They got that Diva down, and they start to break through. So
100%.
I think they're beginning to crawl their way, back into more of a neutral position. We'll see how it plays out, but
100% definitely. You know, I'm hoping that the benefit of these, site taking maps is that you are given an opportunity to kind of learn how the enemy team plays. Obviously, being that it is a different role. So obviously, if you're playing attack, you're only going to know the defensive side. But kind of their interactions with the map and kind of their like routes and their methods and their planning. Having that insight may help the Waveriders in putting up a little bit more of a fight here. But I'm unsure whether or not we're just going to have an almost snowball effect coming from the Confetti Arrows, and if they will just charge onto the site and put up just
now
too
I
much of a
think
fight for the Waveriders.
ours are going to pull off something pretty sneaky here. They got the Symmetra out, so I'm fully expecting a sneaky TP somewhere to gain the positional advantage.
100%. I'm imagining if Daisuke's been talked into playing Symmetra over this notorious hit scan that he's so good at, there has to be a reason for it.
Yeah, Midtown's a very, very easy map to do it on as well. I believe you can TP on top of the train and get behind it really easily. So I'm expecting something quite cheeky here. Let's see how they play it out.
Oh, as they do just absolutely instantly break through the back line. With the Waveriders being absolutely crushed by Finhay, and an almost immediate victory for the Arrows. I mean, I feel again, Tom, it just goes to show. Oh, actually, I wonder whether or not we're going to be getting the Diva. Oh, we are getting. I will save what I was going to say till after the Diva, because I do want to know what happened in this back corridor. So we see Finhay deciding to just rip the ultimate, send it around the corner. May able to save herself with the Ice Cube. The rest of her team not as fortunate, as May does then later get picked. But yeah, in terms of what I was saying, I feel like that was another demonstration of, just superior map knowledge. I mean, as you saw, the Waveriders unable to kind of make it past that undercarriage of the train. Just knowing the state of the map and knowing what kind of heroes are better on that map for certain situations, all it took was Daisuke to lock Symmetra, and they had the point. There was no
Yeah,
contention at all.
yeah. I think unfortunately for Weston, that Coventry, not Coventry. What am I on about? Confetti definitely had the map knowledge advantage. Obviously, they went for the Symmetra play, just a TP straight past, and they expected them to play up on the train and hold them from above. I don't.
100%.
It's definitely, the map's very sneaky like that. There's a lot of ways people can make it onto the point straight away. So I'm interested to see if they pull out anything similar on future maps. Let me see what. So we've got either Busan on a pole next, so it's just going to be a straight control battle. A lot of fighting. I'm expecting to see a lot of kills. I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see Finhay pop the hell off this game.
100%. I have heard from Prod. I don't know who poisoned the man's cornflakes. I don't know what went on, but they've potentially subbed out Daisuke.
Really?
I'm unsure what is happening. As we do. Oh no, it's not Daisuke. I was about to say this is potentially detrimental to the confetti arrows, but it does, however, seem that the two prevalent players are there.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it'd be a bit of a strange decision to go with, especially with his performance on the first and second map. Even second map was essentially carried on his back just with his Widowmaker. Just his amount of pressure and his kills are just is making Weston crumble.
Oh yeah, 100%. I do believe the next map is going to be Nepal, and I'm wondering whether or not there's going to be a one-sided battery going on here, or whether or not they're going to be cutting in. So you do see the team comp. I believe this to be the confetti arrows is sub Tom. Unsure how he wants to be going by. I'll probably be calling him Thumb for the rest of this broadcast because it sounds a little bit funnier, a little bit more of a T here. Also allows for a lack of confusion between myself and my co-host. Talking about Nepal, getting back on track. How are you expecting Nepal to play out? Obviously the three potential maps, if the Waveriders are able to kind of claw back.
I think given Confetti's last two maps, I think there's definitely a realm where they just completely stomp every fight, like what's currently happening on the screen. They're just getting right in there.
As we see Thumb, the absolute underlay Messi goal super sub coming in and just dominating the Waveriders here.
Yeah,
Where did they find this guy?
Unstoppable.
I have no idea where this Thumb came from, but Confetti may be needing to look to get this guy full time.
You can see the practice has just gone in with them, and they put in the hours to completely learn each other's
100%. I mean, especially I feel as though this is a great example. I mean, if this Thumb has been requested as a sub, seems almost completely at home with the other four of the Confetti Arrows boys. Makes you wonder how often they're screaming with their own sub bench as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking like they've been at it a while and a lot. They certainly know how they play together. I expect their comms are probably pristine as well.
100%. We do see Finhay almost getting the cheekiest of Reinhardt pushes. So we do see him with the Earth Shatter trying to pick off the Reaper, doesn't quite get it. As we do see Atera putting up a little bit of a fight, getting Dom and Daisuke. There's both DPSs for them, Confetti Arrows out. So you do see them almost immediately fall back onto the point, not wanting to try and risk losing that as they do wait for their DPSs to come back. Finhay gets picked, unfortunately, does not kill in terms of the Waveriders. So you got picking up Atara. Finhay just sitting on this Reinhardt ultimate just in case the situation calls for it.
Yeah, I mean, what can Weston do about the Reinhardt here? He's just going in on their back
Oh,
line. No one's there to stop him. He can just pin whoever he likes. He can get on top of whoever he likes, especially in this close quarters environment around this like housing apartment area. What can they do to get away from him? His hammer hits so hard, he's just completely unkillable.
100%. We do see Thom looking for this kind of sneaky Junkrat player where he can kind of rip a few grenades during the cluster of the fight and not have them know where they're coming from. So we do see the Satchel coming in for one. Thom picking up one. Finhay supporting his DPS, getting the other. You see Thom trying to hunt down for this other healer. As we see Finhay picking up the Reaper. Ben falling off the map, I have to assume. Unsure of what
Uh,
may have happened to poor Ben there, but
he could have been in an awkward position. It may have been
potentially,
an attempt to
potentially,
reset, just to regroup with his team. Or on the
maybe.
other hand, he could have accidentally fallen off.
We do see the Symmetra ult coming in. And Finhay just again disallowing the push, just unrelenting pressure from the side of Confetti Arrows, just keeping them in their spawn. There was a back cap. I'm the caster and I didn't even notice it.
Wow, they actually managed to get on the point. It's not going to do them much though, as Confetti are just going to take the point straight back, and that's just going to be round one.
100%.
Very,
I
very
mean,
strong round from Confetti.
very strong round from Confetti, but I mean, the first sign of real contention coming from the Waveriders in this series. Obviously, nothing really being made of it, but the 30%, maybe it's that kind of cheekiness and out of the box thinking to try and just get some of these points that we may need.
I think Weston are definitely going to be feeling a little distraught currently. However, there's definitely room for a comeback. They just need to keep their heads up. We'll see what they can do on this point. I just hope they're not tilting too hard. If they keep their head in the game, there's definitely a chance that they can
100%.
win this map.
As long as Weston keeps their heads up and their thumbs down on their keyboard, there's always a chance. Is the chance slim? Very. I'm not going to lie. Very. Saying that this is going to be an easy comeback for Weston, maybe hard copium, but there's still a chance. And with a chance, there's always the opportunity. We do see Finhay favouring this Roadhog, wondering whether or not he's going to try and be the absolute cheekiest of cheeky chaps and just try and get one of these hooks and then whip them off the map into the abyss, as we do see again an almost tale as old as time of Confetti just seizing the point in the early and just disallowing any access onto the site.
We see Lucio picked by both teams here. Must pick on the pawn second point, especially just
100%.
with all the drop space. It's so easy to pick people off, and they're not expecting it. Just such a strong support pick, and I'm fully expecting the Lucio to be a key stakeholder in this win here.
100%. Daisuke on this Genji as well. I believe the only other time I saw Daisuke play Genji was on a Volskaya Industries back in the day. And he did play a very mean Genji. I'm wondering whether or not he's still got it in the tank. It's so far seeming like he has, as he's just able to track these players in the air.
He's been
As we do
shredding
see
through them.
Confetti now just taking this archway and disallowing Waveriders to even enter.
They're going to back up slightly. They don't want to hold too close. There's a chance that the Roadhog gets hooked. They're playing Ryan, so there's a chance that the Roadhog just gets dove on by the team. I think
100% we do see the heal jug coming through. The Symmetra decides to put a TP down to maybe have the entire team focus his Roadhog. As Finhay does go down, Otera with the slam. Gark picking up Big Grumper. Thom on the McCree, just trying to lay in as much damage as possible. Isn't unable to get the Ryan or the Brigitte. As we do see Thom eventually picking it up with the grenade. Daisuke with the I can't remember what his sword is called. Is it the Ninjutsu Blade?
I'm not entirely
Dragon
sure.
Blade? I think it's the Dragon Blade. Dragon Blade sounds right.
I think the Roadhog definitely made the right call there. The way they played that was they're backing up. They're just playing around the Roadhog hooks and the Lucio boots. And we see them going a bit ham. Obviously, the Lucio popping off again here. They've got the beat coming out, looking like a bit of a stalemate fight. No, just kidding.
Not psych. That is the wrong numbers. We do see Daisuke almost just taking in the scenery at the end of that map as the rest of his team just dominate. Tom. Oh, actually, okay. Never mind, Tom. I want to have a look at Thom. Let's have a look what it was that he ended up cooking up to get this player the game, and it was just the mass disrupt and damage as he just throws his satchels, drills these grenades into the backline of the enemy team.
Thom was definitely on those nasty flanks that entire map there. Definitely something they were taking advantage of, and Weston. I don't think Weston were properly paying attention to behind them, and were focusing so much on in front of them that the Junkrat could just walk around for free. And as a result, it was just losing them so many fights.
I mean, I feel as though it's almost you have to give credit to the Confetti Arrows of the ability to make a sub in the game winning, in the series winning round and just still stomp as hard as they did.
Yep. I mean, we've just seen it coming out from Confetti. They're just an incredibly strong team. I think Weston are definitely very strong as a team. However, I think Confetti just had the rank advantage. They had the experience advantage, and
100%.
I think
It seemed almost like a synergistic advantage as well. Is probably one of the biggest things I'd like to point out. I know we touched on it during the first map, but it kind of felt like you were watching a team versus watching 5 people playing solo queue.
Mm. Yeah, the chemistry just looks so good. I'll hand over to you, None.
I mean, that is the end. It may have felt like only 5 minutes, and that's because it almost was only 5 minutes. But in terms of today's broadcast and today's games, that is going to be a victory in the side of the Confetti Arrows. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Prod Team, for being able to put this magnificent thing on. Thank you to the viewers at home for tuning in and keeping us all company. We look forward to being able to present you the future highs and hopefully not the future lows of the Confetti Arrows as we see them move forward in this bracket. Yeah, I mean, Tom, don't know whether you want to say any final goodbyes, but other than that, I believe we're done.
All I can say really is I'm just excited to see Confetti's future games. I think this has definitely proven that they're an incredibly strong team. I think they're going to go very far. But until next week, honestly.
100%. Unsure whether or not it will be myself and Tom casting next week. I imagine it will not be, but please be kind. Please be nice to whoever are filling our shoes. And enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for watching the broadcast.